All right, a lot of you have been asking about the equipment, camera equipment, the audio equipment, the microphones and things like that. So I want to do a real quick little video here just showing you the equipment that we use here at King James Video Ministries. Let me get a camera here quick. Now this one is the camera I use most of the time for over the head shots, like when I'm doing an indoor video and I'm showing a new version or a book or something like that. And I have this little camera here mounted above me, up like that, and then I control it with a remote control. Now this is a JVC. It's you can see there all the different things about it. This is what is called a hard disk drive, high definition, but hard disk drive camera. You turn it on there like that. This thing can hold 120 gigabytes of information. Now, just real quick here, just to explain, there are different types of video cameras right now, okay? You have ones that actually have a little SD card slot. This one actually has that. You can put the little micro SD card down in there, right in here. And basically, you can record onto a micro SD card or an SD card. They're pretty good. You're going to have very similar functions to this. The good thing about an SD card camera or an HD hard disk drive camera like this, there are no DVDs, micro DVDs, there are no little micro tapes, the little videotapes, and what that enables you to do is you can record, I think this one does about 24 hours of video. Okay, so you can record a lot of video on this little camera right here. And the downside to it though is, I know people have commented on this, occasionally when the file gets to about 3 gigabytes or so, it'll start over and start a new file. And it only takes about a second to get a new file started, but a lot of times when you hear me preaching and all of a sudden you'll hear my voice will cut out for a second, that's what the camera's doing, it's starting a new file. So that's the one downside to a hard disk drive camera. They can only do about 3 gigabytes before they have to stop and start over again. Because if you have a 60 gigabyte file size video, you're going to have all kinds of problems on your computer with it. It needs to be separated into small files. But then, like I said, the other two types that are there, I don't even know if the micro DVD ones are even sold that much anymore. I started out with one like that way back years and years ago. And you get this little miniature DVD and you put it in there. And there again, kind of a problem. It's hard to delete files and things, and then you burn it onto the little DVD, and then that's what you're stuck with basically. But you can get the little micro videotape thing too. That's good because you don't have that file break thing. But then you have the expense of having to buy new video little tapes all the time. So, good little camera here. I bought this thing a couple years back because my other little hard disk drive JVC camera was starting to die on me. That thing was only a 30 gigabyte video recorder. So this is the one I use for my overhead camera shots. I give this thing to my wife standing over there. She's going to film some more so you can see the rest of the setup here. While she's getting that going, I'll show you here quick. Now, a lot of times you'll have the need to take still pictures. You'll have the need to just open up the window on the side there. That turns it on. You'll have the need to take still photos and maybe some really short little videos. And I have this older Canon SD950. You can see there. And this is a pretty good little camera. It's a, let's see if I can get this, 12.1 megapixel. So it takes some pretty high definition photos as well as video. The one thing I don't like about these is the little door down here for the battery tends to come open. So you're holding it like this to take a picture, holding it like this, and your thumb moves and it comes open and the video or camera shuts off. So that's why I have that tape on there. Really high tech, fix that I have there. But good little camera. But we actually, when we were up there in northern part of PA for a while, I actually lost this camera for a little bit Didn't know where it was at, so we looked about a new one, and we got it. And then after it came, then we found the other camera. And I mean, we searched for like a week trying to find the thing, you know. But this is a new one we have here. This is a 16.1 megapixel. Takes really good pictures and things. PowerShot ELPH there, 110 HS. The viewfinder on the back is a lot better. Very easy to use camera, but this thing takes really good photos as well as good video. It'll also do slow motion video if you ever have a need for that. But so little digital camera. I mean, you could do probably a video sermon with that if it's shorter. I don't think you'd want to try to run, you know, a hour and a half, 2 hour long sermon with one of these little guys like that. But now I'm going to show you the main video setup here. If you want to go ahead and turn the camera on there. And what we have here, if you want to show the camera here, this is a same thing basically as the little one, but this is a JVC 60 gigabyte camera. I have the viewfinder flipped towards me right now so I can see what I'm doing, make sure I'm in the video field, as you can see there. But this thing here is a 3 CCD camera, meaning that it takes really good quality video. It's 3 little lenses inside there that basically give you much richer colors and everything else. This was a much more expensive camera than the smaller JVC that I have. And what you see here on top of it, right there, what you see on top of this is a microphone setup. You have this little microphone shoe down here, and then come around this side. See over here you have this auxiliary microphone input right here. Now the smaller camera that my wife is filming with right now, that one does not have the ability to have an external microphone like this. This is more of a professional feature here. And of course this thing here transmits to the one that I have on me right here. You can see this, and you know, there's the receiver on it. You just clip it onto your belt, and there you have your, make sure it's on the same frequency as the transmitter up there, or receiver I guess that would be. And then you have, you know, you make sure it's turned on. That's always important. But this is basically our setup here. You know, as you can see there, my wife is getting some video of this. I stand in front of the camera with a tripod here, set on the tripod. There are times when I have my wife back there moving the tripod and things around, but not a whole lot to it. It's just that thing and this microphone here. One other option that you can do, instead of having this little lavalier mic like this, this is a, see what the brand name is, Audio-Technica Pro 88WR wireless microphone receiver. Yeah, there's your receiver. Okay, the other thing that you can do, the other option that you can do, you can take this receiver off of here, and then you can put this is a Rode shotgun mic. It's a little furry here for a reason, but I'll show you that in a minute. But it's a video microphone, and what you can do is you can put that up here on that same little audio shoe right there, put it on there, plug yourself in over here, of course, and this thing is much better than just a standard microphone, which standard microphone is up here, these 2 little speakers, and that microphone is going to capture all the sound around. Okay, a shotgun mic like this thing is actually going to just pretty much get where it's pointing. So if I'm standing down here, it'll pick that up. Now if you have a windy day, you'll get that wind sound, unless you have one of these. Okay, now don't get offended at the name. This is the official name. This is a dead cat. Okay, it looks kind of like a dead cat, you know. And we have a cat, you know, my wife and I have a cat, so don't, you know, think that we're anti-cat or anything. But this thing here, you put over top of your shotgun mic, like this. I'm not going to bother, well, I guess I will. It won't take me long to put this thing on. But you put it on like that. A lot of times you'll see a news crew or something out, and they'll have this type of a setup on their camera for a windy day. Okay, and what that does is these little furs, these little fibers on here, they'll move in the wind, but the recording microphone inside there will actually still be able to record through this. So these fibers will knock down the wind noise. They'll absorb that movement, okay, rather than it hitting the microphone. So that's another accessory right there that you can get. And right now there's some construction noise down in the woods over here, and you probably aren't picking a whole lot of that up because of this microphone right here, okay. But that's basically the setup there. And of course, another point I want to make, if you want to back up that way a little bit, if you want to film, and look here at me, if you want to film and you want to move this thing around, you know, and do panning shots and things like this, and zoom in and zoom out, you know, what you have to have, you can get a really cheap tripod, but this one's a little bit more expensive because this one actually has a fluid head in it, and that makes a real smooth panning, cropping, you know, all that. It makes it very smooth. I have another one. It's like a real cheap Radio Shack, you know, type of a tripod, and it's okay. I mean, it's lightweight. It's aluminum, real lightweight. But the problem with that thing is that when you go to move the camera around, it ends up being real jerky, and it's not real smooth. But if you're just going to have a stationary camera fix like this thing here, like this setup here that we have, okay, you don't really need to have the fluid head. So just something to think about. That's basically what we do. When I edit the videos, I use a Sony movie studio, Sony Vegas movie studio. I forget what number it is right now, 11 or 12 or something, I forget. But that one works best for me. I know that there's other types out there, but I've always had Sony Vegas movie studio. It's been real good for me. Some of the additions of it are a little buggy. They have some issues with them, but the one I've been using now is pretty good. And if they have problems, you can usually get on YouTube and people have it figured out what to do to get by those problems. So hopefully that answers your questions. Can't get into all the different ways of how to edit video and how to put everything together, but just wanted to make a real quick video here showing our setup that we have, our different cameras. For now, everything's working good. You know how it is with electronics, anything can go out at any time. I mean, the camera right here, this one there, is about $1,000 camera. That one over there is about $500 camera. We are like operating at very low cost here. I know most professional video people are shooting their video with cameras that start at $3,000 and go up from there. But the Lord's been real good, protecting the equipment and providing for us. So guess that's going to be it. I don't think I have anything else I need to cover. So that's it for this video.